welcome back. You're here, you're expecting some more non Biyori, and I'm not one to disappoint, mainly because I'd be afraid of whatever that recorder girl has in store. There's never going to be a safe day with her around. But as we saw, with the building rotting beneath their feet, how long is the school going to actually keep up and running, keeping service for them all? Out here in the sticks, it can be a little dangerous. Kind of seen what the townsfolk and everyone are like around here. What kind of adventures are they going to get up to, though? Okay, are we going to start the beginning off with a different one each time? I mean, you'd hope it was because of family moving for jobs and whatnot, rather than just her decision. Actually getting a somewhat close-up view of him? Impossible. What is the education standard here if they're all doing their own little study bit for themselves in the class? How much is she paid for this? Sounds like a good dream. Did we get an opening in the first episode? I don't know. But with the idea that you got a whole bunch of characters here who are all in different age ranges and grades, could lead to some interesting encounters and adventures. It means that not all of them are going to have the same experience. And seeing them, I do remember this. Anyway, seeing them jump into the river over using that bridge there reminded me of a time many, many years ago. I don't think any of us, meaning me and my friends, actually thought of jumping in the river, but someone did end up in it. Fun times. Is it going to be a rather abrupt introduction for one of them? Who's actually rather studious and gets on well? Oh, he's actually being introduced. Oh. Okay. Not just a randomer. Get done early, go for lunch. Seems like a plan to me. But that does mean waking her up. Ah. Does it need to be graded or anything first before she runs off? The struggle. I don't think there was ever a time where I was so worried and trying to do schoolwork that I missed out on lunch. Just give up now, if that's your decision. Is she thinking of a different, thinking a bit out of the box on how to succeed and get through these questions? Ah, not a second. She's okay with the her future prospects. I I like the slightly boarded up little hole there. Everyone now knows about it, so compact, small. She finds it a little endearing, yeah. Yeah. And how much of her time is going to be spent here just thinking of her tiny classmate? How dare you? Now they're going to have to set it up again. She doesn't hold much respect around here. Well, this family dynamic is fairly easy to understand. The eraser, the chalk on her head, still just leaving it there. It's just so easy to bully her. And now she gets to do what she was dreaming of just a minute or two ago. Is she enjoying this a bit much? What part of this is helping her with the chalk? Into her. And is that an apology? Apology candy? Ah. Ah. She's like a bloodhound when it comes to sweets. You found it? They did say about the shop that's around here, didn't they? Well, that's where I would disagree with that statement. There's nothing more trendy than sweets of different kinds. I want some sweets. Why is she standing up for her? It means less for her, doesn't it? The one that accosted her so fervently. Is she going to treasure it or. Hmm. Build a little shrine to the first bit of candy that you received. Please don't fall over and lose it. Yep, knew it. Steal it? Oh. They are evil. She is learning. Unfortunately, I think it's working. They're going to be writing a eulogy soon. Why? Yeah, why are you reminding her of the time that you were making fun of her? It might have been equivalent exchange. You're asking, you're asking her to to give away her prized possession. Now, if you're talking about tears here, she's the master in this one. She better not learn to use that gift she has too much. She must really like some candy. Fucking toothache again. Uh, is there a dentist around here? Do they have to do their own dentistry, maybe with some pliers? Is there anyone in her family here who might partake in a bit of candy while she's not around? If it was my family, it's pretty much all of them would immediately, oh, bit of candy. Hop. She almost died of shock. What, what an angle. So, since I'm outside, do you want to invite me in? What is she, a vampire? You still haven't hung up, have you? I mean, she could have hung up as well, but still. Did you confirm that it was her and her alone who was outside? Clean her room, wash her clothes, decorate. Hmm. She's going all out, isn't she? Ah. Well, you're in luck. There's definitely someone who will be quite appreciative of her fashion sense and the like. Sorry, who are you? Stranger danger. Reaching out to her if so they're close friends. Tourist. It's quite some distance to get lost. Did she drop the purse there? Is it going to be a case of just take off the glasses? Ah, it's you! The Superman treatment. Don't worry, she'll be here soon. Well, if you're gonna run off with someone else, you better apologize properly to her. Who would have thought the powers of dressing up nice? Stranger wants to go to a candy shop with me. I see no problem with this. Why, was someone else meant to be coming? This is... No one could be this face blind. It should be at least be able to recognize the voice slightly, right? Right, so now I've given you direction. I'm going back. There's not that much traffic, so... There's only been a few accidents along the years. Yeah, that's tunnels for you. She's not afraid of no ghost. Not when it means Candy and her travel companion here. I like the decreasing tones in the music here. No matter how terrifying the situation, she's just enjoying the company. Think of the light at the end of this tunnel. Still, she's got to buy a bunch of apology for Candy for ditching her today. That's okay, I'll get you something. Really, 20 yen. I guess they are kind of cheap to make, but 20 yen. There's not many kind of sweet shops and the like around here much anymore. There's one that I can think of, but it is more American and imported sweet orientated. Where did she get that kind of money? Adults are scary. Good choice. And not... Why am I coughing so much? Not quite the same, but I had some matcha flavoured Kit Kats the other day. I think actually yesterday. And yet it's so sweet. I actually quite like the flavour of green tea and matcha. Trying her best, but now brain freeze. Which I do actually know the proper term for that, but damn, it's out of my reach right now. Oh, are they flowers? Moving here? So you're not here on a day trip to go see the candy shop? And how is she going to feel after all of this maturity turns out to be someone of much more closer age range? Age range. Bye, strange lady. Is she going to now call her and say, "Oh, sorry, I disappeared today"? No, no apology for blowing off her friend. Oh no. Well, she had the she had the day of her life. Yeah. Maybe just let her apologize. That might be the least embarrassing of it. How do you spend the entire day with someone and not realize that it's your friend? Even if it is someone you've only met a few days prior. And I know my ability to recognize faces is quite bad. But not that bad. Still, getting a day out and actually seeing a part of this small town, even if it's just a walk along the road and the tunnel to the other side to the sweet shop. Good to see how it's all somewhat connected. And I will say, compared to the first episode when it was still laying the groundwork, both of the immediate area and the characters involved, this one made me laugh, if not already evident by me being quite loud about it. I do like the TV show in the previews. Onigiri, not a sandwich, or jelly-filled donuts. I can see that this series is going to be a little fun, at least. Having the interaction between the characters, knowing that half the class is related to each other, actually. Well, three of the students and then the student teacher. But in a small, closely knit place like this, of course there'd be, well, not a great boiling pot for people to come together, but still. Are we going to get to know anyone else? Maybe the woman that was working in the candy shop. But yeah, getting the other, one other classmate who we haven't had a proper introduction with actually spelled out for us. Yeah, he's there, doing his own thing, not going to be a main show right now, but remember, always in the background. Whether or not he's halfway through the floorboards. I really don't have too much to say about this show so far, mainly because it's exactly the level of just slowness and easygoingness that I needed. I'm enjoying it quite a lot. It's reminiscent of a few other things that I've watched that I have enjoyed thoroughly. Maybe I'm simple, but small character-driven comedies are never going to be a miss. And while I say I wouldn't ever not recognise someone should they be stood next to me and talking to me, does remind me of a time when my aunt was rather dejected, telling my parents how I had ignored her completely while she waved to me out in the streets when she was shopping. That's because I'm oblivious, not because I don't recognise people. I could see that being a lot more easily relatable if you're completely just in your own world and zoned out, not seeing anything else. This is a complete failing on her end. Her ability to pass basic information. Glasses, therefore, stranger. Same hair colour, same height, same general appearance, voice. Nope. It's someone new. Not to mention that she had just organised to meet up with someone there and then at that time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a common occurrence. You'll have to let me know. Have you ever spent an evening with someone thinking that they're someone completely different? Could lead to a few awkward encounters that way, I think. But still, whether it be a trip down the spooky tunnels or taking an eraser to the forehead, this show has it all. If all that you want is small lumps of misfortune with a cozy exterior. But I will say, there is one thing that I can relate to quite wholeheartedly. I don't care how old you are, receiving a gift, you should always be grateful. I'd have that one singular piece of candy. Actually, maybe I'd receive it with tears in my eyes as well. It's not often I get presents. But still, if you enjoyed this episode, please let me know. If something here made you laugh, cry, or curl up into a ball for second-hand embarrassment, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more. But for now, get yourself some rest, because I definitely want to see you for the next one. If you would like to take a trip down to the candy shop with me, consider instead joining onto my Patreon, because then there won't be any awkward conversations along the way. And of course, the worst thing about it, no, not actually going outside, but the spooky, scary tunnels. Instead, we can just sit inside, watch some more anime. So I do need to thank Noku, Sal, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else. Because if it wasn't for you, I might be alone in this big, wide world of watching anime.